Will the representative for the Mongols please step forward? What are you doing?
Thrashing through Asia.
You have been accused of being overrated. How do you plead?
Underrated, Your Honor.
Will the prosecution please present their opening arguments?
We have footage of your leader, Genghis Khan, stating his atrocious views of happiness.
The greatest happiness is to vanquish your enemies, to chase them before you, to rob them of their wealth, to see those dear to them bathed in tears, to clasp to your bosom their wives and daughters.
The Mongols are a very brutal, small group who have killed millions and destroyed many cities. Although they are recognized for their achievements, the Mongol Empire was not long-lasting and is suspected to have been the cause of the spread of the Black Death in Europe.
Do you attest to the facts as presented here?
Yes, but...
Then you, as representative for the Mongols, are found overrated. Will Citizen Robespierre please come forward? Okay, we'll state your case.
Oui. In 1789, I was elected to the States Journal, and I was opposed to the idea of a special appeal to the people on the king's death. Later, I assumed complete control of the Revolutionary Tribune.
It is known that as your power increased, your popularity waned.
This is true, but I remained in power through this.
It seems history has not recognized you for your actions, monsieur. You are found underrated. Congratulations. In the case of Columbus versus the Vikings, would the representative of the Vikings please present their argument?
We ravaged the northern coast for more than 200 years and had such a great army that we repeatedly looted the defenseless cities of northern France. We captured many ports such as Rouen and Nantes, and we are not credited with discovering the New World, even though we landed there first.
Objection, Your Honor. I discovered the New World in the name of Spain.
Nah, bro, we landed there way before you.
Overruled. But on the topic, Columbus, you are suspected to have lied about seeing land first. We have first-hand accounts that Juan Rodriguez Bermeo was the first to see land, and that he informed you of his sightings while you were asleep. Is this true or false?
That's true, but I headed the explorations.
But, as previously stated, the Vikings discovered the New World before you.
You also kidnapped many natives and brought them to Spain, and when some refused to trade, you responded with violence.
Guilty, I'm seeing it in your eyes, but I love you, and I don't know why. Guilty, you're just that kind of guy.
I have come to a conclusion. Christopher Columbus, you are overrated. Vikings, you are underrated. In the case of Marco Polo versus Ibn Battuta, will Marco Polo please come forward?
I'm the most famous Westerner to travel on the Silk Road. My journey through Asia lasted 24 years, and I reached further than any of my predecessors. Kublai Khan even asked me to be one of his confidants. How could I say no?
How long did you stay in his court?
My brother and I stayed for 17 years, acquiring great wealth in jewels and gold.
Present your argument, Battuta.
I was fortunate enough to travel to the lands of every Muslim ruler of my time. I was able to travel to modern-day Sri Lanka, China, Byzantium, and South Russia. I traveled no less than 75,000 miles on both sea and land.
It is said that your voyages reveal that the Muslims dominated the maritime activity of the Red Sea, the Arabian Sea, the Indian Ocean, and the Chinese waters.
I also traveled the seas.
It is rumored that 600 passengers died on your way home, which was prolonged. I conclude that Ibn Battuta to be underrated and Marco Polo to be overrated. Tamerlane, please come forward and present your case.
As one of the last great nomadic leaders, my armies crossed Eurasia from Delhi to Moscow, from the Tian Shan Mountains to the Taurus Mountains. I conquered more land than anyone else except Alexander the Great and built a powerful empire within it.
Is there anything else you would like to put toward your case?
I inherited a system of rule which could encompass both settled and nomad populations.
I declare you underrated. Will General Washington please come forward?
As you know, I have never told a lie. I present myself as overrated.
Explain yourself.
Well, during my presidency, it occurred to me that our original Articles of Confederation were not going to fulfill the country's needs. But instead of taking action and writing a new constitution, I merely sided with those who also wanted to make this change. After my work in the Revolution, I did not actively strive to do more for this new country.
Washington, you worked extremely hard in the Revolution, but if you insist on it, I declare you overrated. Will Buddha please come forward?
Buddha is currently meditating, so I will speak for him. He founded Buddhism, strived to eliminate suffering, and traveled the Gangetic Plain and southern Nepal to a range of people from nobles to servants. He gained enlightenment through meditating underneath a fig tree for 49 days and fasted so strictly that he almost died.
Buddha, any last words? Underrated. Will the Silk Road please come forward? You are charged with being overrated. Plead your argument.
It was the main mode for transportation and trade for over 1,000 years. Many cultures and religions spread because of these roads.
Is it true that you are not the only road system that has done these same things?
Yes, but
And is it true that trade along your roads decreased after the explorations and expansion into the West?
yes.
I rule you overrated.
That thigh gap though.
What?
That thigh gap though.
What?
Buddha had a thigh gap.
Didn't know how to rap.
He fasted for so long.
Didn't come out strong.
That thigh gap though.
For days.
That thigh gap though.
For days.
That was cheesy.
You forgot your freedom.